Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to show you how I got the Kino Round 100 Speedrun World Record on Black Ops 3 Zombies. Now, to many of you are surprised, probably did not know this, but the Round 100 on Kino, you stay in the first room the whole entire game. There is no leaving the first room. You get all of your pack-punched guns, all of your AATs, and you play all 100 rounds in the first room. And today I'm going to show you exactly how I do that, how I set up, how I get everything I need, while still being super fast. Now, first thing we do as soon as we load in is hit that gobble machine when we need raindrops. Basically like every other speedrun. Pop the raindrops, you're going to go ahead, grab it. Whether you see it, get a crate power. So actually what's nice is, if you get crate power second hit, what you can do is go ahead and hit that third hit and then go ahead and get an extra hit out of the box. So this hit isn't anything, like we can just see whatever this is. Obviously we need the thunder gun, but we also need two good packed weapons, like the Weevil for example. So right now I already got a pack punched Weevil. I don't got to worry about hitting that out of the box in the future. That is our fifth hit. This is our first hit. See what we get. We get Alchem, okay, whatever. We hit our free hit, boom. We get crate power, can't really use that. And we only have enough for a third hit. We don't have enough for a fourth hit, unless it's a shopping free, which it is. So we're using all of our hits. That's our third hit. Now we're gonna have to use our fourth hit and hope this is raindrops. If this isn't raindrops, we're gonna have to restart. And we do get raindrops. We're gonna have to pop it like instantly and grab the nuke for like, this is actually kind of slow, look at it. So right there we grab the nuke instantly. Didn't even kill a lot of zombies. And now from here we have a game. This is how you get a game. You have to try and nuke out the first four rounds. And the way you do that is by doing this. I also always make sure to buy the Shiva so I have less guns in the box. And also make sure to get rid of all of your pistols before you start hitting for pack-punched weapons. So that's the 1911, RK5, whatever. Also, it's not a bad idea when you're hitting the box without crate power to try and get Annihilator, try to get Monkeys, or even try to get a Ray Gun or Ray Gun Mark II. Any of these things will put less weapons in the box. So when I'm hitting for a Thunder Gun with my crate power and I have Annihilator or I have Monkeys, that puts less things in the box because now I will not get Monkeys out of the box, or now I will not get Annihilator. Or if I have the Ray Gun, now I won't get the other Ray Gun. So it's simple things like that will make your RNG easier. Also another thing as well, make sure you're using your bullet boost as much as you can. We have blast furnace, whatever. We need to get fireworks in turn. But another thing as well you might notice is you need to get crate power while you have fire seals floating on the map. So what I usually do is I go ahead and pop the rain at the end of the round and then make sure to grab it, but do not grab the fire sale like you saw how I did. I go ahead and hit the gobble machine and try to get crate power first. Now right here you see we have crate power in our cycle, like guaranteed. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop both of these fire sales and try and grab that crate power out of the gobble machine. So right there we get it. So we'll go ahead and pop this again, boom. Go ahead and grab the fire sale and go straight up to the box and start hitting the box. So this is basically what we're gonna be doing over the next 20 rounds or so to try and get the Thunder Gun. And right there we get super lucky when we get the Thunder Gun. I did not even expect that, to be honest. So now all we need is one more weapon. We have the Weevil Pack-a-Punch, we have the Thunder Gun Pack-a-Punch. Now we need a good AR. So Weevil will be our turned weapon, but for our fireworks we need like a Dingo or a Dredge, a KN, HVK, ICR even. Any good AR will totally work. Right there we get a nuke, so we don't have to get a nuke out of the box. And right there as well we get turned. So this is a very good RNG game. Right here we have crate power again and fire sales, and we're going to go ahead and see if we can get something. We get BRM, that's perfect. Obviously BRM doesn't have the best fire rate, especially for AAT wise, but it'll do the job. We don't want to waste too much time hitting the box, because now all we have to do is focus on ending these rounds fast. That is what's perfect about this. Now, yeah, maybe I don't have the perfect weapons. Maybe I don't have the HVK. Maybe I don't have the Man of War or whatever. But I have two solid weapons for AATs. That's what matters the most. So now what we're doing is we're focusing on constantly having raindrops every single round. And we're also going to try and, get our bullet boost. So the way you do this, if you have, say you're 1 out of 5 in raindrops. Say that was the first of my cycle. We want to try and progress to our next cycle before I run out of this raindrops. That's what we want to do. So the way I do that is I basically just double hit every round. I single hit and double hit. If I am on a cycle where I have a possible raindrop, then I will not double hit. I will only single hit. Now, let's say I don't have a raindrops on me and I need a raindrops, then I will triple hit as much as I can or much as I need to. But you definitely want to try and double hit every single round, especially if you're in a cycle where you have no possible raindrops. You want to progress out of that cycle as fast as you possibly can. If you can, use a shopping free to your advantage and make it so you use all of those 3 hits and maybe even the 3 other hits on the next round. So if you can, shopping frees are very, very useful for that. So you notice right here on the 30s, and I am still using nukes. I'm still doing all of that. Another thing I want to know as well is do not be worried about your AATs. If you are on 30s or like 40s and you still don't have turned in fireworks, you're completely fine. Just try your hardest, whenever you get a bullet boost before you get a raindrops. You don't want to trade out your raindrops for a bullet boost, for example, or trade out an alchem for a bullet boost. Now, you can do that if it's becoming a dire situation. I would definitely say by the 50s, you need your AATs. Because up to that point, you are going to want to start using your AATs. AATs definitely make you a lot faster on this. So you definitely want to make sure you are using AATs eventually. So I would definitely say, if you're on the 50s, you need to start hurrying up, maybe forcing bullet boosts to get that fireworks and turn. I've definitely had scenarios on this where I'm not able to get it. I just get super unlucky, just constantly never get AATs I need. Yeah, I would definitely focus on getting turned first, then fireworks. So for example, if on your AR, the gun you want fireworks on, if you get turned on that, try to get turned on your other SMG or whatever the other gun is before you try to get fireworks on that gun, because turned is the best one out of all of them for sure. Turn is going to be killing zombies while you're not looking at them, so it's definitely going to be killing a lot. You'll see right here, I always pop turn, and then I pop fireworks. This is round 34, so this is easy, you know? And you see how I'm killing the zombies. It's not like super complicated or anything. This is what's just an alchem. You can kind of sense when the round's going to end, so that's when you push towards the middle there, as you see I did. This is basically the whole gist of the strategy, especially for the lower rounds. You just want to keep spamming like this. Eventually, using one alchem might turn into using multiple alchems. Another thing I'd like to note as well is obviously be wary of nukes and your drops. So now you don't want to just start running into all the drops. Try to keep it so the zombies aren't in your face when they're dying. Obviously, it's going to be hard to completely avoid that. And you see right there as well, we have a death machine. Death machines are not good. Especially this early on, they are not good to use. They're slower. You'd be way faster just spamming thunder gun. So definitely do not use death machines. The only time you would use a death machine is if the gobblegum you have on you is not going to end the round. See, I'm on like round 95 and I only have like one alchem. If I get a death machine drop, I definitely want to use that death machine to try and help me end this round fast. Because you usually do not want to hit during a zombies round. Now, sometimes you have to, obviously. But if you can, like right there, for example, you see I just ran right into that nuke. That loses a lot of time. That loses me like 10, 15 seconds, literally by itself just from grabbing that. But, or actually end of the round, okay. But, like I was saying before, when you are on the later rounds, using death machines are gonna obviously be slower than spamming with thunder gun, but the only thing slower than using a death machine is not having thunder gun ammo. So you definitely want to make sure, if you can, if a death machine is going to save you from running out of ammo, then definitely use a death machine. Now, this is something you're going to learn kind of just off of instinct and playing this a lot, because first time playing this, you're not going to understand, you know, how long each round is, or how fast or how much ammo you're using and how much ammo you should be saving. So once you get this down and start playing it enough, you'll realize, okay, I'm on round 60. I'm probably going to have to use this much ammo to finish this round. So therefore, I should probably start using death machines. And right there, you see we get 2 insta-kills. So stuff like this. Insta-kills you would 100% use, by the way. Look at how fast insta-kills are compared to thunder gun, obviously. So definitely using insta-kills. Obviously, if you have a death machine and an insta-kill drop at the same time, use that. But later in the rounds, I'll definitely say the 90s. Even with your... I missed the insta-kill, Lamau. But even with your raindrops, I would definitely start spreading out the insta-kills and death machines. Even on the 50s, you definitely want to grab both death machines and insta-kills at the same time with your raindrops as well. So like right here, you see I grab death machine, I grab insta-kill. So you definitely want to do that. Make sure you're doing that with your raindrops. Right here, this is the end of the round, so that's actually why I grabbed the nuke here, as you see in that ends round. But yeah, so this is really just simply how you play it fast. Another key thing as well is make sure you are tracking gobblegum cycles. I usually don't say that a lot because that really is an obvious thing, but a lot of people don't know about this. You need to track your gobblegum cycle. Use Zombie Kiss. I have a video about it. It's in the description of this YouTube video. Watch how to do that. If you don't know how to track your gobblegum cycles, it's very easy, very simple. Doing this will help let you know exactly what gobblegums are coming. If I have a guaranteed alchem and I still have a raindrops on me, why am I gonna grab that alchem and just waste that one raindrops? Let me use the raindrops and then grab the alchem, obviously, right? That's something you definitely want to keep an eye out on. Another thing as well is, like, if you have a dog round the next round, say like my next round is dog round for 52, and say I have a brand new cycle on 52, I should try to get rid of whatever gobblegum I have on me, because that on 52, I'm gonna have to, you know, it's basically a free round and it's a free gobblegum hit, so I don't want to get a raindrops or get an alchem and waste whatever it is on that dog round. I want to try and use that raindrops on this round where I'm killing zombies, and then free hit on 51. And then if I don't get anything, free hit on 52 on the dog round, and try my hardest to get a good gobblegum for round 53. That's really the mindset you should be having. You don't want to save a lot of ammo and then waste your gobblegums. What you need to be doing is using your ammo efficiently while also not running out of ammo. Also, another thing as well, I would try your hardest to figure out good timings for fireworks and turns. The thing I did was, as soon as my turn would run out, I would do another mag of thunder gun, and then I would shoot turn and fireworks. Because what happens is fireworks has a longer duration, like a longer cooldown than turn. So what might happen is that your turned zombie will die. So if your turned zombie dies, you're obviously able to pop another turn. But just because your turned zombie died does not mean your fireworks is ready. So you want to just do a little bit of extra time, maybe another 5-7 seconds, and then try to get that fireworks on the map. Because what you do not want to do is now start spamming your fireworks gun at a zombies horde, and they're just not dying. Like the fireworks just not popping, and you're just wasting ammo basically. That's the last thing you want to do. Right here you guys will see we are on the 70s, and I am still shooting fast, still spamming like I usually am. We have alchems. Now right here, this alchem should end the round, so I'm completely fine. Also, another thing I would suggest as well, if you are going for this world record, definitely watch how I play the game. Look at how long my rounds are, so you can compare them to your own rounds. You'll be able to tell, how much ammo you're using in 1 minute, or 2 minutes, or 3 minutes. So, you'll know, if I only have one alchem, and this round is like 3 minutes long, that alchem is not going to last me the whole entire round. So, if you can, you got to try and get drops, try to get insta-kills, try to get death machines, or something like that, or something else like that. You have to do your research on this as well. You can't just hop into this and try to get round 100. It is not going to work like that. But also, another thing as well is if you are seeing yourself coming low on ammo, you definitely want to try and, spread out turned. You want to use more turned, more fireworks. That stuff will definitely make your ammo last longer. Yes, it might not be super fast, but it is definitely the ideal situation. So right here you see we get a bullet boost and we have no gobblegum on me. We have no gobblegum on me, and we're on a zombies round. So what am I going to do? That's the question on everybody's mind. So first thing we're going to do is obviously try to use a little bit of this alchem if we can. And then we're going to try and get drops. If I get a death machine, that's perfect. Insta-kill, that's perfect. If I'm able to not get any drops, if say something happens, which might happen, I'm not able to get one drop, then we're going to go ahead and start hitting the goblin machine. So I'll probably go to like 4-8, 4-4. I'm not sure what I go to here. We'll go to 4-4 probably, and right there you see we're going to hit the goblin machine. So I go ahead, pull out my turned. I'm going to use turned, boom. And then we'll go ahead and use fireworks. And then I grab whatever this is, and it's a raindrops. So obviously this is slow though. You see the zombies are like kind of hoarding up, and it's very, very slow. But it's fine. Right there, boom, boom, boom. We get a max ammo, and we go ahead and grab it. Now, we have a death machine there. We would have used that death machine before. But since we have the raindrops now, it is definitely just way faster to not use death machines. So that's why we're not grabbing that. Right here you see we're on the 80s now, and it's still the same thing. You'll notice I'm spamming. I'm doing as much as I can. On the 80s, we are going to probably separate our death machine and our insta-kill for sure. Separating your death machine and insta-kill really just depends on your gum cycle. Say I'm on a new cycle, and I have a full raindrops on me, I might not separate it. I might, start combining it still. But say I'm not in a new cycle, and say maybe I have a guaranteed crate power and a guaranteed shopping free, then yeah, maybe I will separate it because I have no good goblins in sight. Also, right there you saw we got an insta-kill drop as we popped it, so I'm able to just grab the insta-kill anyways. So stuff like this will make it a lot faster. Another thing as well, as you see, I am still spamming. There's really no slowing down. The only time you want to slow down is if you are really in a threat of losing ammo. And I will show you guys how to play fast, like how to play without losing ammo, like how to kind of half horde type stuff. You only want to do that a handful of times though. You don't want to do that too many times. Another thing I never really even mentioned is the goblins you're using. If it wasn't obvious, raindrops, alchem, obviously two main goblins for getting ammo, bullet boost for AATs, crate power for pack punching your guns, and shopping free for cycling gums, obviously. These are the 5 best goblin gums, especially for stuff like this. For challenges where you are having to pack a punch the gun without actually going to a pack punch machine, those are the 5 you go to for sure. Right here we're on round 90. We're a minute 42 ahead. And you'll notice we have 1,000,000 points, by the way. Now, do not be scared to double hit. If you have to double hit, it is fine. But you want to try your hardest to not double hit up until the 80s or 90s. Now, another thing I'll notice is tell you guys as well is you'll notice I have 1,000,000 points. That means I'll be able to hit twice in the 90s. Now, if you are having to double hit in the 70s, 60s, you might never be able to get that 1,000,000 point threshold, so you'll have to double hit twice in the 90s. So what that means is, say, for example, you think by round 100, you're going to have maybe like 800,000 points. 800,000 points. That means you can only double hit once. You can only double hit once because one double hit is 500,000. Therefore, you're going to have 300,000 left over. What does that mean? That means you should try to aim for double hitting in the 80s. Now, whether that is using it to your benefit, getting an extra gobblegum, using another alchem, whatever, or if you're just trying to cycle your gum cycle, you should definitely try to double hit in the 80s. There's been times where I was playing this challenge for a long time. There was a lot of times where I had to double hit in the 70s or the 60s. I just got very unlucky. You have bullet boost and crate power in your cycle. There's literally a possibility of getting bullet boost, crate power, four horrible gums in a row. Like, it's completely possible. So it's going to happen where sometimes you're probably going to have to double hit. If that happens, it's completely fine if you realize, okay, I'm not going to hit 1,000,000 points ever in the 90s. Now, I got lucky. Obviously, I got 1,000,000 points in the 90s. I might even get 1.2 million points. Therefore, I should have probably double hit in the 80s once. But if you're in a situation where you think, I'm not going to get 1,000,000 points in the 90s, no way I'm going to get 1,000,000 points, but I will get 800,000 or 900,000, therefore, use that double hit. That double hit is 250,000 in the 80s. Use it in the 80s and utilize it so you can progress your cycle more. Makes you faster as well. Don't waste any time when you actually have that double hit to your use, okay? But that doesn't mean that you should just be spamming like willy-nilly and using all of your ammo. No, because you need this ammo. Like right here, you just saw I just double hit, by the way. I just double hit and I got shopping free, which is actually horrible because I had a possible crate power. But yeah, you definitely need that money for the 90s, because if you do not, then you might be cooked. You might not be able to get good gobblegums and you might just run out of ammo. There's definitely situations where you're not going to get a range drops, or you're not going to get an alchem, or you're not going to get something specific. That's why you need those points in the reserve as like a backup, something to fall back on. So right here you see it's round 97, and you'll see I already double hit twice and I have 250,000 points. So I was actually able to make 250,000 points. So I theoretically should have double hit in the 80s. I didn't even realize. Right here you see we get shopper free on the dog round, which is actually kind of perfect, not gonna lie. We're able to probably get a good gobblegum out of that. I would also suggest tracking your dog rounds, because you might be early on into the game and you might realize, man, I have horrible dogs. The only way I'm gonna even get enough dog rounds is if I get like 10 4-rounders and 2 5-rounders. Like, you don't want to play those odds, because that's just a waste of time in my opinion. Like, yeah, maybe it'll happen, but there's like a way better chance it'll not happen. Right here around the 90s, and I'm going to show you guys kind of how to stretch out ammo. So right here we only have one alchem. What we're going to do is kind of do a little half forward, as you see I'm going to do right here. Basically, you'll notice I let the zombies come out of the barrier sometimes. Like right here you'll see, boom, zombies come out of the barrier. This is how you half forward. You do this. And whenever you possibly can, get that turned off. And you'll also notice I popped the fireworks really late last time, so I'm not even going to pop it this time. But this is how you want to do it, because you see I only have one alchem, and this round's going to last like 5 minutes. So you definitely need to like try your hardest and progress ammo as much as you possibly can. Now obviously we are going to have to do it a lot more towards the end of the round. So here we are on round 99, right at the end, and we are half forwarding, as you see I am right here. This is how you half forward. This is how you save ammo. As much as you can, you got to pull out that turn and you got to use fireworks, because yeah, your ammo is the most key thing. You'll notice even if the zombies were hitting me like that, I don't care, I need to pop fire. So this is exactly what you do, guys. Even this, I'm kind of scared this is not gonna end the round, even though I know it ends the round, but I'm like, damn, like this, I didn't realize I was actually going through this much of a ammo situation in this challenge. But yeah, you're popping turns as much as you can. You'll notice you're using a lot less ammo. You are still killing a lot of zombies in this. This isn't like a crazy amount slower. You'll notice the round ends right there. We get the world record, 2:43.09. It's not a super slow like strategy. It's not like you're going crazy slow. No, you're completely fine. And yeah, right here you'll notice, yeah, we did not turn any power on. We just left the first one for the first time right there, and we beat it by 1:20. I will say this record is really not that good. I had a couple body nukes. There's definitely a lot of time gains. Joel Simmons' game, which I didn't even know for the longest time, he had literally a round in the 90s where he lost like 2.5 minutes because he was just training with turns. Like literally going in a circle, shooting turns. So it was definitely an easier record to beat, and the fact that he was that fast with that slow round is kind of crazy. So to be honest, this is a really easy record to beat. So if anyone wants to go beat it, bro.